I'm your host Farron. I use they them pronouns, and I am so excited for today's video. In today's video, we're going to be doing a reading wrap up. I managed to finish 6 books this month, and I'm going to be telling you all about them in this video. If you are new, welcome to the channel, and if you're returning, thank you for coming back. I really do appreciate you. And my social medias are all linked in the description box down below, and give me a follow. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads, book, Pinterest, all linked down below, and give me a follow. Thank you in advance if you do decide to give me a follow. Let's get into today's video. So the first book I finished in July was Return to the Isle of the Lost. It is another graphic novel for you, and it happens right after the Descendants movie, and so they're just settling in Oregon, and they're having a really good time, and they start getting notes, and weird things start happening in Oregon. There's talk of a dragon, a purple dragon, showing up, and they're like, is it Maleficent? So they're like, she's already heavily guarded, but they like double the security just to make sure that she's not turning into a dragon, going out and then coming back as a lizard and stuff. And so they're like really on high alert, and they're getting these notes, and they're like, is this from our parents? Let's go check it out. So the 4 of them go to the Isle of the Lost and go look for their parents to try to talk to them or something. I don't really know what they were going to do when they got to the Isle. But they go to the Isle, and they notice that it's very different from when they were there, and they go to their homes. Each of them go to their homes to kind of see if they can find their parents, and they can't. Everything's been ransacked. Everything's gone, because once they're not there, they can just take everything. And while Mal is visiting her home, she runs into Maddie, and Maddie tells her to come with her to like this secret party. And so they go to the party, and it's all these Isle of the Lost kids and Yin Sid, which is like a teacher from their school, who started this like little society where they want to go to Oregon, but they kind of pretend that it's like the anti-hero club or something. I don't remember the name of the club, but they host this club, and they really were inspired by the kids who got to go to Oregon and want to go. And so Yin Sid tells them that their parents are in the catacombs looking for their magic symbols, their power symbols. And so they go on an adventure to collect these symbols in the catacombs and do a little bit more of trauma healing, like healing from trauma kind of things. Because each mission did something to do with like their deepest fears. And so like he tells them, like, remember that you have friends, you're not alone, and that you can do this, basically. And so they go on the adventure, and they like, that's happening there. And then in Oregon, Ben is kind of trying to figure out what's going on in Oregon. Like, is there a dragon? What's going on? And we find out who it is, and it was a really good book. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. Now, I do want to say the art is very different from the first one, the first graphic novel. And looking back at it, like, I kind of don't know which one I like more, now that I'm seeing that there are different. I think I like the second one more, but only like slightly. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. So the next book I finished in July was Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Rift Part 2. And in the last part, we find out that Toph's father is a part owner of the mines, and they're crystal mining, and they're in secret his partner is iron mining. We find out in this book. And there are a lot of earthquakes going on, and so we want to find out why that is. And so Aang takes the airlights to town to like reconnect and go back to doing their like ceremony, and he goes into the avatar state and starts talking to the spirit realm. I think it's the spirit realm, and starts communicating with Yongchen and is learning the story behind the town where they are now at. And meanwhile, Sokka and Katara are in the iron mines trying to get people out because it's possible that it will collapse because of the mines. The duel is still too deadly and too deep. It's just a little Lord of the Rings for you. That's what it reminded me of, because that's what basically was happening. The mines was too weak to stay up, and it was going to collapse at any moment. And so that's what happens in this part. I really enjoyed it. I really liked learning about Yongchen, and I think there's a story on Yongchen, and I want to read it because I'm very interested with it. The story was about her first like mission after she mastered all of the elements, and that was like her first story, and I really want to read more about Yongchen. I hope I'm saying her name right. If I'm not, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's that book. I think I gave it 5 stars. I'm pretty sure I gave it 5 stars. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. The next book I finished in July was the Heartstopper Volume 1. Now, I am borrowing them from the library, so it's going to be a while before I can read the next one. And yeah, so here is Heartstopper. The cover of it is also a TV show on Netflix. I don't really watch a bunch of new TV shows. I'm trying, but I don't know if I'm watching the TV show. But I really did like the book, so I'm gonna just find out what the book's about. Boy meets boy. Boys become friends. Boys fall in love. A sweet and charming coming-of-age story that explores friendship, love, and coming out. This edition features 2-color artwork, now streaming on Netflix. Shy and soft-hearted Charlie Spring sits next to rugby player Nick Nelson in class one morning. A warm and intimate friendship follows, and that soon develops into something more for Charlie, who doesn't think he has a chance. But Nick is struggling with feelings of his own, and as the two grow closer and take on ups and downs of high school, they become to understand the surprising and delightful ways in which love works. That was the book is about. I really liked it. It was really cute. I liked their friendship. I'm not a really big friends to lovers thing, but usually that's because they were friends a long time. And this one is they became friends and then feelings kind of came with it, and so it's very different from what I'm normally used to reading. It comes down to friends to lovers, and it was really cute, and it is a graphic novel if you didn't already know that. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I gave it 5 stars. So the next book I managed to read in the month of July was The Billionaire's Intern by Leah Hunt. Now, before I tell you about the book, I'm going to give you some like disclaimers for it. It is a classic Virgin meets Billionaire one, so that's not your thing. I'm not going to read this. It has age gap, which if that's not your thing, you're not going to want to read this either. I think she's like, I don't know how old she is, but she is like in her 20s and he's like in his 30s. So there's that. And it is a grumpy sunshine kind of trope. Like, he's not like well, he's the grumpy one and she's like the sunshine, and like she meets him by spilling coffee on him, and it's like, I would replace it, and they kind of keep bumping into each other, and she's like spilled coffee on him at least twice, and they kind of are interested in each other. She's like from Kansas, so like country girl meets city boy kind of thing as well, and it was good. I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it like 3 stars. It ends with a cliffhanger, which is not my thing. I don't really like when books, like, the whole time I'm waiting for something to happen and it doesn't happen till like the last page, and that is just like, wow. But it's a trilogy, and yeah, I only managed to read the first one this month though, so yeah. So the next book I finished in July was The Girl from the Sea by Molly Knox Ostertag. My bad, I'm sorry. And it is about a 15-year-old who has a secret, and the secret is that she likes girls, and she hasn't told anyone, and she just wants to move out of her tiny town so she can be herself. And I think she slips and falls and ends up meeting Kelty, and Kelty rescues her, and they start falling in love. It's a graphic novel. It's a YA graphic novel, and it was really cute, and ended. I hope there's a second one. That's how I'm going to say that. I hope there's a second one, because I would definitely read it. It's not out now, but I hope she does make a second one, because I really enjoyed it and would like to read it, because it was really cute, and I gave it 5 stars. So the last book I finished in July was Watercolor Skulls by L.M. Terry. This is book 2 in her Rebel Skulls MC series. I did not read the first one. This one is I'm pretty sure all of them are pretty dark. It has some trigger warnings in it, so before you begin reading it, you might want to check your triggers, because it is dark in those aspects. Some of it isn't. It's not the whole time, but there are throughout the book mentions of it, and I want you to be aware of that. I will leave it in the description box, and when I upload my Instagram post for the book, I'm going to put it in that post as well. If you're following me, you'll see it on there as well. But yeah, it is about a senator's daughter who is trying to escape her life, and her aunt and her set up a way for her to escape, like a whole plan, and at first she doesn't go through with it, but then she put it off, and then she decided to do it. She's supposed to be getting married to this guy. She was dating for a while, but she doesn't want to marry him. She doesn't really like him, and he doesn't treat her well. So she escapes. She dyes her hair blue and goes to, I don't know what state she's in, but she escapes and meets a motorcycle club, and it's actually kind of a funny, like, not really funny, but like the place that she lands and sets up roots is actually where one of her aunt's best friend kind of resides at, and it was really kind of cool that she got to meet him, and everything that happens is really cool. She ends up falling in love. She ends up getting a tattoo, because like the dragonflies were kind of like their thing, and she got it tattooed on her, and it was kind of sweet, and I really liked it. I gave it 5 stars. That is all the books I finished in the month of July. If you stay to the end, thank you so much. Comment your favorite book that you finished this month or this year. I'm very curious to know because we all have different interests and different likes, and I kind of want to know what everyone else has been reading. And yeah, that is all for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up if you like. Subscribe if you want to. Hit the bell notifications to be notified when I upload. I try to upload twice a week. My social medias are all linked in the description box down below. Give me a follow. And until next time, drink some water, eat a snack, play with a fidget toy, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!